Alright folks, today's video we're going to be putting in a new door handle here. Now I'm going to go with this one because it's got the pin pad, so if we ever get stuck out in the garage, we'll be able to get some keyless entry to get back in, and that'll be real nice. So so far I've already just removed the old hardware, the handle and the little plate and all that good stuff. So let's get into it, see what I need to do first. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is make sure that your hole here is centered up with your doorknob hole, and if not, if this side here is a little too wide or whatnot, you can adjust this a little bit, but I reckon that looks centered up to me, so I'm going to proceed to the next step. So again here, if you got a chiseled inset spot here for your door, then you don't need to do any modifications. It'll just slip in there. If you don't, and that is flush, it tells you to make some modifications, remove this piece here so that you got the correct spacing, but mine should sit in there all nice and flush like. Alright, now so I got them two screws in there. Of course you gotta make sure that your slanted side there is the correct direction for how the door closes. You're gonna want that to close all smooth like so it can operate. I mean, no big deal if you install it backwards, you can just flip her around, but just something to point out there. So next up, we're going to install the striker plate. Now, you want to use the longer screws that come with the kit. These aren't terribly long, but I suppose they'll do since this is just a door going to the garage. Yeah, so basically, again, you want to make sure your plate is oriented as such when the door closes, it's going to be on that nice lip there. All right, we got that done there. Now, inevitably, seems like when the house gets cold or hot, and the door doesn't quite close right, you may have to adjust this around, move it up or down or forward and back, but we'll worry about that later once we get the handle installed. Alright, so here now we put the exterior pad on through the outside of the door, and they're calling this here the spindle, and it says it wants the rounded edge towards the door mechanism, which in my case will be this way, so I've gone ahead and slid that in there. So I'll just take this here and plop that through the door into this side. Of course, before I do that, I need to plug this in to the face on the inside, and then I can slide that in there and then get a couple of bolts through here to hold her on. We'll see how this works. Alright, so there's that. Got that on the outside, and I got my two bolt holes lined up, my spindle through the middle, and now you're going to want this wire to be down on the bottom underneath everything so it doesn't get all caught up. And now I just need to hold the front on. I'm going to need two hands for that, so I'm going to get that plugged in and line them bolt holes up and start screwing it on. Alright, so I got that plugged in. I just wanted to point out they want you to run that excess wire underneath those two little metal tabs so it keeps it out of the way once you close it up so nothing's pinching. Okay, so I got them two screws in there now. We'll say I got a little resistance as I was pushing it together from that cable in there, so you know, I had a little extra wire. I'm hoping it kind of coiled up a little bit and staying out of the way, but I guess we'll find out if everything turns like it should. Alright, so the next step is to install your handles. Now of course you want to do it in such a way that you're not sticking your lever towards the mechanism, so in this case it's going to go like this here, and yep, right like that. That way from the outside it'll just be on this side, the opener. Now the next step, you got to put a key in that came with it. Eventually we'll be rekeying this to work with our existing keys with this Kwikset action, but hang on one second here. Alright, need another hand. You turn that 90 degrees, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. And now what that does, by turning it, that's what you need to do in order to tighten your little Allen screw or whatever you call it down here. I saw some comments on the reviews. People didn't understand this, and of course their handle fell off because it wouldn't tighten up. So the trick is to turn that 90 degrees so that you can get at this screw to really tighten it up. All right, for the inside, you just turn that back to up and down wise, and you don't have to do any special tricks for your indoor side. From what I understand, you just put that on there. Yep. And again, get up under there where your Allen screw is. Yep, almost. Okay. And then tighten this one up. All right, so at this point, looks like that's working well enough handle-wise. Now the outside one doesn't do anything, which to me is a little weird, but that may be because of the electronic keypad. So at this point, though, you want to test it and make sure your door latches, and it does okay. But yeah, if you're on the outside, you're gonna get yourself locked out at this point. So here are some later steps. Of course, you're going to hook the battery up, and I assume that that'll electrical engage that. But that sure seems weird. Maybe I'll try that with a key, see if that works. Okay, yeah, so once you engage the key, then this here is going to work to unlatch it. So, however, until you get a battery in there, you ain't going to be able to open it without the key. So we're going to see how that goes. All right, battery installation, you just slide this part here up, and I'm going to hook up this 9-volt, what came with it. A little Mitsubishi action. These are supposed to last 3 years, but we'll see about that. All right, now that that battery's in there, we still got operation here. Outside one don't do anything until you unlock it, and you heard it make a noise there. And now that allows this one to do its thing as well as the inside. So that's like the unlock mode. And if you lock it, you'll hear it work. And then where the out one does now no longer engage. All right, so now programming my pin code so I don't knock myself out accidentally. The program button is right down here once you get the battery case off. So I'll press that, then I press number 1, then I press Kwikset, then I do my pin, finally Kwikset again, and that should save the code. So that's the plan. Let's see here how it goes. See if I can do this one hand. Program button. Number 1. Kwikset. Enter my pin. And Kwikset again. Long thing I think means it worked. So yeah, let's test it. Alright, so I got that locked now. You see it's not operating my jobber do there. So let's enter my pin and see what happens. Okay. You hear that? Hey, look at that, it works. I wonder how long it works for in case you fumble it the first time. Okay, so give me a little bit of time. Cool. Alrighty. Alright, yeah, so that's all working now. I did want to go ahead and put in a different second pin number. That way we can give that to guests or in case we forget the first one, whatever the case is. Seems to be all working now. I just need to rekey this to work with our existing keys. All right, apparently to rekey these to my existing key, first thing you do is put the key that came with the new lock in there and turn that 90 degrees. And now you're going to get your little smart key that came with the thing and insert that fully into here. Come on now. Maybe. Alright, I don't think I need 2 hands to hold the door steady. Not sure here. Hang on 1 minute. Alright, a couple of things. So, I guess our existing keys ain't going to fit in here regardless of what I do because the shape of that just ain't compatible. And I don't know if that's because our existing Kwikset is a different, like older style or what the deal is. But anyway, if you are successful in reprogramming these, the procedure is you stick your existing key or the one that came with it in there, turn it 90 degrees, and then you poke this in here and it says you might feel a click. I don't feel that. I just feel like a little button with a spring press in there. But if you did that correctly, it should let you pull this out while it's 90 degrees twisted. And so I can pull that out now. And so the idea would be then you take your new key and that you want to reprogram it to, like maybe your existing house key, and you stick that in there. And then you can twist that back to the left. And I heard a little click when I did that. And then you can click it back to the right. And if you did that correctly, it shouldn't let you pull it out. And that means it's rekeyed. If it comes out, that means that little button switch in there didn't get reset. And so because I can't pull it out, that tells me it is now keyed to this new key. And you can use that to open the door. Right? Yeah. So that's how that works. But again, I don't think it's going to work for me. So you need to make sure, I guess, if you're planning on resetting this to an existing key, that it is compatible with the Kwikset key system. And I sure thought ours were, but it just don't fit in there. So I'm gonna have to think about that. I mean, in the meantime, we'll have the key, pin to get in, and we might just get some copies of new keys, I suppose, and just keep that extra in case we ever need the manual get in. Otherwise, we can get in other doors, of course. So I think that'll about do it. Check us out next time.